Uh, um, okay, I can hear we are all ready. So I just want to take this opportunity to welcome a great leader, a mentor, and someone who is transforming the lives of many people, not only in the country of Uganda, but across board. Welcome, Justus. We are happy to have you here. Karibu sana.
Hey, asante sana Grace Chege for inviting me to this call. I want to
Karibu.
start by appreciating and thanking all the leaders on this call for the amazing performance. Usually when I see people performing this way, it really gives me a lot of encouragement. It gives me the feeling that we are actually working and moving slowly but surely into the direction of our dreams. So congratulations to all the achievers. And I want to also congratulate our new Emerald directors. You know, you become an Emerald director by becoming so consistent at what you're doing, by doing the basics. And usually when I'm speaking to distributors, I always tell them that one thing that we need to learn right off from the word go is the word consistency. Consistency is key as we are growing our businesses. And you know, it's quite amazing, quite interesting. Someone is at work and you know, during her free time, she's able to do the business and become an Emerald director. Isn't that so interesting? That even when you're at work, you can just take off a few minutes to say, let me do my business. So that is the opportunity or the beauty of what New Life has offered us. In most cases, when I'm speaking to new people, my prayer is always that they can be able to understand the business. They can be able to believe that if this business can work for Miriam, can work for Janet, it can also work for me. Thank you so much for that talk that you just gave us, Miriam. That was so amazing. In fact, when you were speaking, I was actually seeing a Ruby director. No wonder that's why you are a new Emerald director. I could see a Ruby director in the making. So congratulations, keep up the good work. I know that the sky is only the limit. You belong to a very, very powerful, amazing team with incredible leaders. You just need to listen to whatever they tell you to do, and then you'll be able to actually achieve or live a life of your dreams, courtesy of New Life. My name is Muhumuza-Justus, and I've been in the business for quite some time now. I started as a young man who was only 20 years of age. I was looking for a way on how I could actually go back to school, because at that point, I had actually registered for a day year because my mother didn't have money to keep me in school. And a friend of mine just gives me a call and says, Justus, I know the challenge you're going through. Unfortunately, I cannot pay for your school fees, but I can connect you to a company called New Life. You just need to understand what they do, attend all their meetings, learn the skills, learn the business. Within 1 year, you'll be able to go back to school. Imagine when you're on the wall and someone gives you such an invitation. I did not hesitate. I came in, I listened, I attended the meeting. And I remember in my very first meeting, there was a huge display of products. And then when I saw the products, my fears kicked in immediately. I know there are so many distributors on this call, and one of the biggest fears that we have is the fear of speaking to people, the fear of selling, the fear of sponsoring people. You know, we love the business. We love to travel. We love to make the money, but sometimes the fears affect us. So you're not alone. You are not alone. My very first meeting, my fears kicked in. And then one thing that encouraged me, in that meeting, my very first meeting, I actually learned two lessons. Lesson number one is that every single person that is living a life of their dreams has something they are selling. That was lesson number one. That point was really nailed down. And then I told myself that, okay, If this has been said by a wise person, then I am going to do that. I am going to commit myself to learning the skills so that I can become a great marketeer. I can become a great salesperson. And that is something that I would really want to encourage every single distributors. We need to dedicate our time to learning, to listening to our leaders. Whatever they tell us, don't ask anything. Just do whatever they tell you. I'm telling you through attending, there is not any single meeting that I personally have missed. I've attended every single meeting. I think the only meeting that I have missed is a meeting where I am somewhere else training. Like right now, I've missed a meeting because I am attending a meeting and speaking. Those are the only meetings that I actually want to again congratulate Janet. You are at work, but you're committed to growing your business. Even when you're at work, you have logged in. Now, that is the true spirit of success. I meet so many distributors who say, I want to live, I want to make it. When we were returning from Mauritius, many people were saying, oh my goodness, that was good. I saw the pictures, I was so inspired. I also want to travel. And then we tell them, look, we have a trip to Zanzibar in the month of October. From the Impact Summit, we are going to Zanzibar, and then we'll be having another trip to Cape Town next year. Let's work. Even if they're just the simple basics, use the products, attend trainings, talk to 3 people, 5 people every single day. They don't want to do them. One big lesson that I have learned that I also want to pass on to you is that life does not give us what we want. Life only gives us what we have worked for, what we have paid the price for. New life, that's and that, and a new life respects the laws of nature. Some of you want to sow a cup of maize, but then you want to harvest 5 tons from only sowing 1 cup. New life does not work that way. Whatever you put in is what you get out. Do not expect to get out of new life what you have not put in. So I learned some of these things. You know, I started building my business in a humble way. I attended all the meetings. I attended all the trainings. I picked up the skills. In my first month, I sponsored 19 people. I became a senior manager. 6 months down the road, I became a director. 1 year, 1 month, I became a quality member. That was how I was progressing. But I did this because I was doing a lot of sponsoring. And I want to commend people who have done, who have actually sponsored, because sponsoring is the main thing. You want your business to grow, you need to do massive sponsoring. While we were in Mauritius, Grace Chege was recognized for qualifying 12 out of 12. And I know Grace Chege qualifies 12 out of 12 simply because of one thing, because she's always doing the basics. She is always sponsoring. Now, as you grow into the business, like I told you when I joined, when I was my very first meeting, I had a lot of fears. It is understandable. You are not alone. I am quite sure that Grace Chege is so confident. Isaac Onongo is so confident. Rachel Miner is so confident. They are growing their businesses. But I'm telling you, they also have fears. They also have fears. So all of us at any level, we also have fears. Even me personally, even up to now, at my level, I still have my own fears. But we have to persevere. We have to keep on learning. We have to keep on sharpening ourselves. We have to keep on growing personally. We have to keep on, working day and night. We have to keep on presenting and speaking to people. I was just telling my downline recently that we need to keep on sponsoring, because through sponsoring, that's where you just bump into one person, and that one person becomes a trouble causer in your business. You're struggling to bring 10 people in a month. Your one person you sponsored is bringing 30 people. Can you imagine? And we've gone through all these kind of trends. We've gone through all these kind of trends. So I kept on growing my business. After 1 year of doing this business and becoming a WA team member, that's how I go back to school, start paying my own school fees. Later on, I lost our dad. Being a firstborn in a family of 8, I had to take on all of them. Today, we have doctors, we have engineers, we have pharmacists. All of them have actually been able to grow and succeed out of the new life opportunity. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because my life has changed, my family's lives have changed, and your life can be able to change too, even in a much better way than our lives have changed. You know, I attended a meeting at one point, and our guest speaker in that meeting said that whatever has been done in your life, you can also do it. Whatever has been achieved in your life, you can also be able to achieve it. I know last weekend you had Charlie Burton. When we were in Mauritius, Charlie Burton was given a commission of almost about 200,000 US dollars. And when I was looking at this commission, every time I look at Charlie Burton's commissions, I always tell myself that whatever has been done, I can also do. I just need time. I just need to persevere. I just need to continuously and consistently do the basics, use the products, recommend the opportunity, and train. And I must attach my life to targets. That's also one point I want to make. All of you on this call, you want to succeed in this business. You need to set out your pace. You need to set out the targets and say, this is my bare minimum. Just like New Life says, the bare minimum is 100 personal points. We all need to set bare minimums and say, these are my standards. I am never going below a 3 in 30 every single month. Whatever case it may be, my bare minimum is a 3 in 30. Now, to someone who sets such a target, whatever case it may be, they are going to get what we call explosive growth. I like Charlie Burton. He inspires me so much. That guy has been sponsoring, doing 3 in 30s. For the last 50 years, he's been in New Life. He's been doing 3 in 30s. That is why his businesses keep on increasing and growing, and his business is consistent simply because of one thing: perseverance, having targets, and making sure that he is highly disciplined to doing the basics and fulfilling his targets every single month. That is what is going to cause us to become successful. If you set these targets, you're going to make it. You are going to make it. Because look, they said that Rome was never built in one day. It was one day at a time. So if we as distributors continuously do these things one day at a time, if we persevere, then there is no way how we're going to fail to make it. And if there is anything that should never cross our mind, is this devil of let me give up with this business, let me quit. Never make that mistake. You know, on Saturday, we were hosting Mike Van Venter, and he shared with us his story about how his sponsor left the business. Can you imagine? I mean, imagine the whole entire almost East African business is all under Mike Van Venter. But the sponsor did what? Quit. He felt this system was so slow, it was not giving him quick returns. And he gave up with the business. Now, you do not want us to use your example one day that, look, I am a 5-diamond director and my sponsor left. You do not want that. That's why there's a saying that also says that rest if you must, but never, never quit. I have gotten a lot of achievements, a lot of achievements. I have invested my money. I have bought land. Today, I am actually developing my 2 properties. I don't know how much it is in Kenyan shillings, but one of the properties that I'm developing costs about 1.2 billion shillings. That is about 350,000 US dollars. A project that I am working on. And all the money is actually coming from Neolife. Can you imagine? Every year I have 2 trips that I travel for free by Neolife. And now I even started traveling with my partner, which is fun. We go, we refreshen up ourselves, we reunite, we have fun, we enjoy ourselves, we come back ready to work. And it's also an opportunity that through the money that you're earning out of Neolife, which has no limit, by the way, you can decide and say in the next 2 years, I want to be earning 1 million Kenyan shillings. And all of us, we are praying for such kind of a downline. If you came up and you said, you know what, Grace, you know what, Isaac, you know what, Rachel, I want to earn 1 million Kenyan shillings. Trust me, all these special leaders are going to put their minds, they are going to put their heads together to make sure that they support you to achieve your goal. That's the beauty about this business, which is different from somewhere else. I mean, if Isaac Nung is a teacher, if Isaac Nung came up and told the HM that you've been paying me 60,000 Kenyan shillings, I now want you to pay me 100,000. I mean, the first question will be, are you okay? Are you out of your mind? Is everything okay? Do you want to take on my office? Those will be the questions. But if you came up and said, you know what, I want to make more money, we will say, we've been waiting for you to decide. Now that you have decided, we are ready to support you. Don't you love that? Don't you love to be counting down the days and saying in the month of October, I want to fly to Dar es Salaam to go and meet my international friends? I am looking forward to meeting all the Kenyans in Dar es Salaam. I am looking forward to having my team of 25 people to Zanzibar to go and have fun, to go and enjoy ourselves. I cannot wait to be on the plane to go to Cape Town for lifestyle. And together with the team, we are still debating, should we go to Dubai first? Should we go to Cairo first? We saw pictures of Tanzanians in Cairo and they were happy. We're saying, should we also go there? Can you imagine that kind of freedom? Wondering and being confused. Okay, should we go and spend some days in Johannesburg first before we go to Cape Town? Wouldn't you want that kind of confusion? That's the kind of lifestyle all of us want. That's the kind of freedom that all of us are looking for. So ladies and gentlemen, let's build this business. Let's get to the basics. One thing that I am 100% sure of right now is that you may start this business, you're not good at making sales. You can commit yourself to learn how to do sales. And in the next 1 year, you're recognized as being one of the top salespeople in the whole of East Africa. I have a downline who used to give me a lot of headache. He's called Dennis Tomushabe. Dennis used to give me a lot of headache every single month. I was struggling with my own personal points, but every single month I had to donate to him some points so that he can be able to do 100 personal points. But for the last 1 year, Dennis dedicated himself to learn how to make sales. And for the last, it's now coming to 1 year, Dennis has been doing an average of 6,000 personal points. Can you imagine? Last month, he did 7,000 points. Right now, tomorrow is when we make 1 week in Neolife. Tomorrow we'll make 1 week in Neolife. Today, he's left with 3,300 personal points. He says that by the time I finish my first week in Neolife, I want to be having 4,000 personal points. Can you hear that? At one point, he was struggling and bothering me to help him to do 100 personal points. And then he decides and makes a decision. and says, I want to learn these skills. If other people can be able to do it, I want to do it as well. And now in 1 week in New Life, the guy is doing 4,000 personal points. He says, this month, whatever case may be, I want to do 10,000 personal points. The points a SAFA director is supposed to be doing to be a qualified SAFA director, he wants to do them as just one person like this. And the whole disease is spreading in the team. He has 3,300 personal points. His next downline, who's called Joseph Mujisha, right now has 2,800 personal points. Can you imagine? And these are people who are struggling. But because they decided to learn, and now they have acquired the skills, now they're in the top performing positions. What am I trying to say? Is that all of us here, you may be struggling with sponsoring, you may be struggling with public speaking, you may be struggling with, selling, you may be struggling in developing people, you may be struggling in this. The good news is you can make a decision and say, I want to learn this. And it will take you 6 months for you to learn that skill. And you will be in the top 10 in the whole of East Africa. It is possible. It's doable. People have done it. You can also do it as well. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Back to you, Grace.